Welcome everyone to the first official Gunners and Giggles podcast on my channel. This is episode 2. I've got my co-host here, Erkan Hassan. Bro,
Yes, bro.
how you feeling, man? Tell me.
Good, man. Good. Other than almost snapping my ankle in half. Yeah, we're good, bro. We're just hoping there's more news about the transfers because, brother, there's not much change since the last since the last pod we had on my channel. So how you been, bro?
Yeah, good, man. I won a game yesterday of football for the first time in 3 weeks. Scored a nice banger. So apart from that, good. But I think, I'm kind of mutual when it comes to the feelings about Arsenal transfer market. It's been quite slow. But then I think, obviously, as we go through this podcast, I think we're going to try to unravel why it's been moving slow, because this isn't usually Arsenal behaviour. So
I think, but at the same time, we have been known to like take the mick and not get the player and then someone else sign him, or he just gets a new contract. So I think it depends on who we're talking about, because we always hear stories, bro, about a Benzema, a Ronaldo, Ibrahimovic, and Yaya Tourés, and I don't know. I just hope Vinny is not added to that list, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. When I was reading online today, I was saying, it would be nice to have Vinny and Alvarez, but they're saying if you get Alvarez, it'll be hard for us to get Vinny, and if we get Vinny, it'll be hard to get Alvarez at the same time. And I think as Arsenal fans, we're trying to be quite spoiled, even though we had a good window last season. But the question I want to ask you is, let's say we don't get Bruno, we don't get Vinny. How do you feel about Arsenal's squad this year moving forward?
I feel like we should get one or the other, hopefully anyway. Both obviously is ideal, but again, we've got players like Wanyeri coming back. Obviously, we've signed Azolis, who looks good, by the way. I'm sure we'll get into him and his preseason goal and first game. But I'm not even scared about the rest of the league, bro. And I know it sounds cocky. I know it sounds arrogant, but no one's really pulling up trees with transfers, bro, apart from a Tottenham. But I mean, they needed it. Look where they were, look where they are. So again, I'm not worried. Like even City signing Anderson, yes, they spent all that money. Chelsea signing OAPs, bro. Who should we be scared of? Like I'll ask you now, apart from Liverpool, who may be dark horses, but again, they've got players going to be leaving like Gakpo and then all the rest of it. They'll get a Barcola, but they're still banking on an Isak to hit the ground running, which he hasn't done for a while since the injury, especially, bro. But who are you worried about, man? Because I don't know about the squad at the minute. Yes, we can make signings and that, but if we go into the season as is, I don't think any other team, like, I'm not scared of them, is what I'm saying. But what about you? Where do you sit?
I do worry about Liverpool a little bit, but then again, I'm not at the same time. I know they lost 4-2 to Leeds the other day, and I know they played, the second team or whatnot. But with Liverpool, I think they've got a great manager, Prem proven, kind of like Maresca as well, Man City.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Liverpool, they've got a lot to prove now. They've just come off, obviously, a really bad season with Slot. So I feel like they want to have a bounce-back season. And obviously, they're in talks with Barcola. They were with Diamande, but it seems like transfers are stalling. So I don't think it's just an Arsenal problem. I feel like it's a problem across the whole board. Kind of what you were saying before with Man City. Like, they've been quiet. They've been very quiet this transfer window, which is surprising considering they've got a new manager. I would have thought they've been aggressive because he'd want his certain players to be in the dressing room, kind of like Xabi Alonso. I think Chelsea and Tottenham are probably the only two teams that have been really aggressive this transfer window. And when I was reading about De Zerbi, he said, if I want to play, I'm like a shark. I really want to go out there and make sure I get them. So I don't know, man. But yeah, we got some chats. So we got BTL pods. Big up Adnan. Yes, boys. Glad to have you join it, mate. And then we'll see you later. And then we got another one. Hi, Cass. Hope you're well. Guessing you've been on holiday for the last 2 weeks. Summer's been amazing. Yeah, it has, man. It's been great. But listen, make sure you subscribe to my boys' channel. We appreciate the support. But I think the transfer window it's a really strange one because Arsenal, like I said, they're really aggressive. Butter's really aggressive. But I think with teams, letting players go, it's a thing where they might want to have a replacement first, or obviously they want to recoup as much money as they can, especially like with the players like Vinicius Junior, Bruno. Like, there's so many things behind the scenes that go down.
Yeah.
And, we're not aware of. And then again as well, we have a lot of things that happen behind the scenes which just pop out of nowhere. Like, Norgard leaving, I don't know if you read him, being linked to Everton.
Nah.
I never imagined Norgard just going to Everton like that.
Yeah. And that's what got people excited, because there was all this build up in news all of a sudden that it was ramping up about Bruno, and then you hear the news of Norgard go, and it's like, okay, this is done now. Like, it should be announced anytime soon. Then you're hearing, I think today, Sky Sports coming out saying that the first official bid has been rejected. So it's like, this is, bro, I love this stuff in terms of transfers and the sagas and news and that. But brother, it feels like another episode of EastEnders, bro, because there's all these things, like even last season with Gyökeres, bro. It's like, oh yeah, he's dumped his girlfriend now, so he's definitely coming. Like, it's like, bro, it's not that deep, bro. I'm sure a multi-million-pound player that's earning big bucks can get a girlfriend like that. Like, it's not that deep. But at the end of the day, we're at this stage in the development of Arteta's phase 10 or whatever it is. This is what we've been wanting since the golden years of Wenger, bro. Signing, I mean, to be fair, even with Wenger, we weren't really going out and signing mad players. We were developing them, adding here and there, like like a great player here and there, but they weren't like world class, apart from maybe a Bergkamp, an Ozil, like here and there, drips and drabs. But now it feels like every position has at least two, maybe a third player that is sort of on par. And I think that's what you need, because City's had it. United used to have it. Remember their front four, bro? Tevez, Berbatov, Ronaldo, Rooney, like front four.
Chicharito as well at one point. Yeah, Chicharito Hernandez. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
it is mad.
But I mean, look, I don't want to put this on you, but out of the two, if you can only have one, I know it sounds mad because you want both, but Bruno or Vinny, ideally, like I said, you want both, but if you can only get one, who would it be?
Do you know why it's such a tricky question? Because I know if we get Bruno, there has to be an outgoing in the midfield, because you can't have Skelly, Zubimendi, Rice. Obviously, Norgard's gone, but I feel like you can't have four players battling for two positions. It's so hard. But then again, you have to throw Marino in the mix as well. He's centre mid.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, it's hard. But then when you look at left wing, like I said, we got Zolis now, and he's looking sharp. And that's the thing. Imagine if Vinny comes and then Zolis starts outperforming Vinny. Vinny's not the type of player that wants to sit on the bench. So you have another problem now. So I'd probably say I'm swaying towards Bruno Guimaraes, because I feel like the centre midfield last season, it's only towards the end when we kind of realised that, Skelly is actually playing wicked in midfield where he originates from. And that was kind of our weak area in terms of bringing the ball forward. Like, we had Ødegaard playing centre back with Saliba and these guys dragging the ball forward when he should be up front supporting the attack. So how about you? What are you saying, Vinny or Bruno?
I mean, for me, it kind of feels like, who do we need more right now? Because Rice looks like he's going to have at least a couple months off. Yeah, hopefully, because he looks like knackered. Zubimendi, there's still question marks. Can he do a full season at that high intensity? Last season he couldn't. First season, it's understandable. Our left wing, though, I mean, look, Zolis, there's big boots to fill on that left wing. I'm not saying big boots, like maybe one boot, because Trossard did a job when he had to, when he could, but he was more of a 12th man coming off the bench, impact player, clutch man. Martinelli, I don't want to talk about it. He gets on my nerves, bro. But I feel like we need a left winger more than a centre mid in terms of Bruno's, obviously, stature and what he brings to the team, because we kind of already have it with a Miles Lewis-Skelly in terms of that brute in the midfield, But yeah, I'd say Vinny, bro. But obviously, it's the value of him. It's the image. It's what it brings to the team, and the fear it will bring in other teams as well. That's another key. But I think realistically, I think we'll get Bruno. I don't think we'll get Vinny, bro, because the way Madrid are just like posting up pictures of him now, I'm just like, you lot are just grow up, man. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think there's a comment actually relating to what you're kind of saying about Vinny, about it being kind of more unrealistic than Bruno. But it's twofold. So big up twofold. He's a regular view in the channel, but he says big up the panel. But he says, unfortunately, I don't think Vinny Jr. has come in because the reports that the meeting went really well between him and Madrid. Instead of wasting our time, we should go for Madrid. And then he goes on to say, I'd rather get Alvarez in than Vinny because I've got a sneaking feeling he's going to stay at Madrid. And this is the thing as well, like, some people are saying it's a PR stunt. He's just trying to make all this noise because he wants his contract that he desires, that 30 million a year. He wants all his image rights because he's signed to, was it Rock Nation?
Yeah.
Like he wants all the stuff because he wants to have as much money as he can. And if he's using us as a scapegoat to get that, it's crazy. But what do you think Alvarez is more realistic than Vinny in terms of attacking options to buy him? Now remember, Alvarez, he's twerking for Barcelona. He doesn't really want to come to us. He wants the Barca move. But Atletico and Barca, they got a bit of beef. I think someone's getting sued as well. So yeah, Alvarez or Vinny, do you think it's more realistic to get Alvarez? And do you think that with his attitude, he belongs with us, and you feel like it's somebody that will take regardless?
Well, Alvarez
be here. Yeah, Alvarez.
I'll say before I answer that. Yeah, I don't know if this is true, so take this with a bucket of salt. But on X and Twitter, obviously not the most reliable of sources, there's a picture saying that the agent of Vinny is on his way to London. And he posted up on his Instagram story. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I mean, obviously sometimes the lie is more entertaining than the truth. So we'll run with that. So if that's the case, then that's a big, big move in the signing if it happens. Yeah, I will say Alvarez feels like the more realistic target, but we've seen it before, bro. Signing a player or trying to, lure a player in like a Suarez, even a Fabregas to an extent where their ideal move was a Barcelona. Do you know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, he feels like a professional, bro. Like he's done his job at City. Obviously, got sold because he didn't want to play, before or behind Haaland. If we get a good year or two out of him, I don't mind, bro. Just go back because you'll get a good amount of money back from a sell, hopefully. Because I know we're the most rubbish team at selling. But yeah, why not? If we don't go for a Vinny, or if we can't get a Vinny, go for Alvarez, bro. 80, 90 million. Maybe there's a trade in there with Gyökeres. I'll even take that. I don't want that because I think Gyökeres still has a lot to offer us. But yeah, what do you think though? Do you think Alvarez is realistic? Because it feels like we're the girlfriend before he wants to settle down. Do you know what I'm saying? With Barcelona and that. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Alvarez is more realistic. A, for the price, and B, because he wants out of Atletico. Not because of money. He just doesn't want to play for them anymore because they're not winning anything. Plus, the culture there, I feel like it's a bit hostile because... And I don't know, I'm a bit surprised because Simeone's Argentinian and Alvarez is Argentinian. I thought they have a great relationship. I thought he might have trusted Simeone moving forward, but clearly not. And I don't know what his eagerness is to join Barcelona. Like, I know it's every South American's dream to play for Madrid or Barcelona. I understand that. But, I mean, he specifically wants Barcelona. It's not like he wants to leave Atletico and go to a winning project. He specifically said, I want to go to Barcelona. So it's realistic. But then again, I wouldn't want Alvarez in our dressing room if I know he doesn't really want to play for us because you're just there because you just wanted an escape. It's not like you really wanted to come and join Arsenal because you believe in Arteta's project and whatnot. So, yeah, but
I want to ask you, bro, can Barca even afford him? Because I know there's always some mass hysteria with Barcelona's funds. Like sometimes they're signing 3 or 4, 5 world-class players, then all of a sudden they can't sign anyone for 2-3 years, bro. So,
bro, something's going on, bro. I don't know if they're doing Klarna. I don't know what they're doing, but they're somehow getting these players in with when they apparently got so much debt. So I really don't know where to begin when it comes to their finances. But yeah, man. We got a chat. It says this feels like the Sergio Ramos again, trying to get new contracts with Real Madrid, but flirting with Man United. I see too many collaborations, but I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, it could be like that. We got Jamal as well. Hello, lads. Big up Jamal.
Big up Jamil.
And then we've got twofold again. I'm still waiting for Julian Draxler and Higuain to turn up for the Wenger days. Bro, we have to be realistic. Bruno G's coming, but Vinny has a 30% chance of coming to us. Yeah, like I think kind of what we're saying as well. It's just us kind of just looking at the idea of Vinny Jr., but then it's kind of like the Benzema saga. We spoke about this in the last stream. We don't want it to be the same case where every single window we're linked to a Vinny and it never happens. And then boom, he goes off to like Al Nassr or something like that and gets 70 million a year.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. Big up Adnan as well. If you don't sign any more forward players and just bought more defensive-minded players, how would you feel? Good question. Would you say Bruno G is more defensive than attacking?
I'd say he's an 8. He's an 8, isn't he? So he's kind of more defensive-minded, but a bit like Xhaka, he can offer you a box-crashing goal or an assist here and there, like he does for Newcastle. But I just think who he plays beside is the key if he does sign for Arsenal. Because if he does, if he's like with Rice, not instead of, then you could argue he will be more attacking. But if it's with Zubimendi, I feel like again he'll be more attacking. But Miles Lewis-Skelly, like there's a good double pivot in there. So I think it all depends who he plays with. Obviously, the system, as Arteta likes to chop and change sometimes. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about this question, bro, because we do have a strong front three in terms of depth. I wouldn't say it's world class, like for the most part, but again, if Saka's fit, raring to go, best in the league for me in terms of right wing. Up front, Havertz offers you something different to a Gyökeres. Don't forget, if Jesus stays, God forbid, then a left wing, obviously, is probably the shortest in terms of depth that we have, those two. I don't know if you can rely on a new signing straight away and a Martinelli who's not Brazilian. He's secretly from Burnley. But, I don't know. What do you think, bro? Do you think we definitely need to prioritize the attack rather than bolstering the midfield?
I feel like midfield was our weakness. And I think that's why we were so defensive, because we have Rice, who's quality, don't get me wrong. But you see at some points after the second part of the season, Zubimendi, he just looked so tired.
Yeah.
It was clearly showing. So, and I think at that time, we weren't really playing Skelly in midfield. I think if we did, it probably would have been a different story. But I think because Arteta was so reluctant to concede, so reluctant to lose games, he just wanted to play it safe. So we became almost such a defensive team after the second part of the season. And then when we scored 2 goals in a game, we were actually shocked. I think like 3-4 games in a row, we won by 1 goal. We scored 1 goal only. But another thing is look, a lot of these players that we bought in last season are going into their second year. And I feel like a lot of managers say this anyway about themselves or players. Never judge a player on his first season. Always judge him in his second season, because he's had a year to adapt to the culture, know what the manager system is, know the tactics. So could we be seeing a better Eze? Could we be seeing a better Zubimendi? Obviously, we've got Zolis in the mix. Madueke, he could be going mad. Gyökeres could be going mad. Like, there's so many players we can watch out for this second part of this second year of this Arsenal contract. That it could be a difference. It could be a difference. And look, Bruno G, I feel like him coming in, he's got numbers going forward as well. Like, he's got a good goal scoring record. Good. I think he's like the only player to create over 200 plus chances in the last 2-3 years. One of the only few. So he can definitely do the creative role as well. So yeah. But we got a chat. Barcola will be more realistic than Vinny. If Arsenal put down 130, we got him over Liverpool. But the thing is, I don't know if he's worth 130. I don't know if Alvarez, we can get him for 130 million pounds, no problem. But yeah, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think anyway.
No,
Barcola's worth 130 million. How about you?
No, I don't think so. I think the only way you break the bank is for a Vinny and Mbappe, like these sort of players, because you're forgetting with the image rights and shirt sales and sponsors that he brings to us. Yes, the money gets recouped, but it also brings us in terms of like the worldwide appeal. I know we have it in abundance with Arsenal, but I mean, a Vinny's following, do you know what I mean? Like, it all adds to the appeal of signing these sort of players for that money, because, bro, we've seen so many players be signed for ridiculous money, but the shirt sales alone, bro, probably pays for most of it, if not at least half. But yeah, Barcola, I think, yes, Champions League winner, PSG, French international, great signing if Liverpool get him. I'd love him myself, but again, you don't know what he can do consistently, and especially in the Prem. I'm not saying Vinny can do it in the Prem, but he's done it against Prem teams consistently. Like, Barcola has to a degree, but not on the level Vinny has. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe 100 mil probably. I think that feels about right. Liverpool kind of have to overpay because who wants to live in Liverpool? Do you know what I'm saying? No. I think they overpay at the minute anyway. Like they didn't for a long while. And obviously Isak, Wirtz, like these players, ridiculous money, bro. But yeah, I don't know, man. Not for that money for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, Adnan says Bruno G and Rice together is basically Anderson and Rice together. Not an elite midfield.
Nah.
I don't know, man. I have to disagree. Like Anderson and Bruno G are two different players, man. Anderson, he didn't really go forward as much. Kind of sat back. Didn't really contribute in terms of assists. But Bruno G, he's somebody that is a game changer compared to Anderson, in my opinion. Like if you bring him on, you know that he can do Rice's job and you can play alongside Rice. And you have to remember this as well. Like Bruno G and Tonali were, I think, the best midfield pair in the Premier League. And I think when Tonali and Rice, you can kind of compare them because they're kind of similar in a lot of aspects. Like Tonali's great at recovering the ball. He's great at, kind of bringing the ball forward. Not as effective as Bruno G, but that's where Bruno G comes in. So you've got two midfielders, offering different parts of the midfield game.
Yeah, I think why the midfield was so flat for England with Anderson and Rice, they're both sixes, bro. I think Bruno's more of an 8. He's more of a Xhaka role. Yes, he is a great tackler. He breaks up play immense. But I think with Rice, his weakness is the attacking. He has great set pieces and all that. Box to box, he can do it. But I think for me, where I've seen him more comfortable is the 6, bro. And we haven't had a player to go with him to complement as an 8. Because Miles Lewis-Skelly, for me, he's still more defensive-minded. Although he does, crash the box here and there. But I think Bruno, bro, he's more of an 8 than Anderson being a 6. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've got to disagree as well, bro.
Yeah, we've got another chat from Twofold. In my opinion, don't try to sign players from Real Madrid and Barcelona because they will only give away pensioners. We got really lucky with Ozil. They are the mafia boss of football club. Now, Vinny Jr. is 26. He's hardly near pensioner age. I do agree that when Brazilians hit 30, especially wingers, they crumble. Douglas Costa, one of my favorite Brazilian wingers, when he hit 30, he was moving like me on the football pitch, fridge, yeah? It's just, I don't know, it's just like a Brazilian curse. Once they hit 30, the form dips. But do you agree that Real Madrid and Barcelona only give us the dead weight?
Sort of. I mean, we did get Sanchez as well, don't forget. And arguably, he was in his prime. When he went to United, different story. But you could say, though, because as a footballer from, the South Americans and all of that, you kind of work your way up to get to a Barcelona, Real Madrid. And arguably, they are the kings of football, in Europe. And you have the AC Milans of the world and whatever. But it's a sexy place to play in it. Spain, paella, all that stuff. But I feel like, yeah, he's right. Because they don't really let players go often until they reach a certain age. Or there's a massive disruption. Because Ozil, they brought in the right players. They thought, no, we don't need him. He was arguably probably the best 10 in the world at that point,
Yeah.
But they signed a Bale, no? So, I mean, for that money they spent on him as well, they were just like, yeah, we don't need a Mesut. So, yeah, I got to agree, to be fair.
Yeah, I just want to say big up everyone in the chat. We've got 12 viewers. Make sure you get in the comments. We're responding to everybody's thoughts and takes on Bruno G, Vinny, Arsenal in general. And what do you guys predict will happen with Arsenal this season? If they do sign Bruno, if they don't make any more signings, how do you feel about it? So make sure you get in the comments. But another chat. What needs to happen next season is Rice can't start until October. And Saka needs heavy rotation to get the best out of them. I agree. In terms of rotation has definitely helped Arsenal a lot this season. Obviously, it does provide Arsenal with less injuries. Rice as well needs rest. I think you'd have to be an Arsenal fan to realise that he's been running his socks off and that when we watched him against England, he was not the same Rice as he was for Arsenal. Like, he was constantly holding on to his hamstring. And as an Arsenal fan, we're just fearful because we don't want another Jack Wilshere on our hands.
Yeah, and we've seen like the likes of internationals being probably doubled since we were growing up watching these like nations leagues and how many qualifiers and all these things. There's so many more games, bro. Like, how many more ACLs are we seeing over the past 2-3 years alone? Let alone the hamstrings of the world and whatever else. But yeah, I think Rice, he's a can't even say the word. He's world class.
Phenomenal,
Basically.
brother. Phenomenal.
There you go. That's why you're a teacher, bro. But no, he's elite, bro. And if I guess him being English holds him back in the sense of how you see him from a non-Arsenal standpoint. Because imagine he was Declano Risse. Bro, you'd be saying he's at least £200 million player. He's world class. He's elite, better than Rodri, all of this. But because he's English, yes, they are overpriced because they are English, but you kind of see them differently and you feel like they're overrated. Do you know what I'm saying? But look now, bro, we paid 105 million for him back then. Look what Anderson's going for. Look what Steve Rogers is going for. Morgan Rogers. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Captain America now, but yeah, man, it's mad.
Another chat. I wish you had Aubameyang and Alexis Sanchez in this team. Aubameyang, obviously, when he first joined Arsenal, phenomenal player. Alexis Sanchez, in my opinion, one of the GOATs for Arsenal. You know, definitely better than the Man United Sanchez. I think we can all agree. But yeah, imagine Sanchez on the left, Saka on the right, up front, first Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this? Do you feel like that front three would have walked away with the Premier League years ago if they were starting?
Right off the season for everyone else, bro, this season. Because Saka and look, we saw what he did against France. I know it was a kind of a nothing game, that third place, fourth place playoff, but we know what he can do when he's fit and he gets a run of games. He's got the players around him that can play with him. Up front, Gyökeres, you know, he's still got to show me more than he has been. But Aubameyang, bro, I'm not going to lie, he's probably one of the best strikers, if not the best striker we've had since Henry. And we've had a lot of dead strikers up front. Some good ones, don't get me wrong. Like Giroud came good in the end when you've seen his catalogue of goals. But in terms of a striker, the pace, the finishing, the runs, even bringing players into play, I think Aubameyang is probably the best since Henry, man. I don't know about you, bro.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. You know, we had Lord Bentner after Henry. He was absolutely diabolical. We had Marouane Chamakh. He was shit as well. Like, bro, there's so many strikers that we had. I'll probably say, actually, do you know what? I'll take that back. There's one striker, I think, between Aubameyang and Henry. Van Persie. Mad. He snaked us, but I'm saying in terms of like the athleticism that matches Henry, I have to agree, it's definitely the Aubameyang. But I think since Henry, bro, we've not had a mad striker. If you think about it.
Yeah, it's mad.
We've not had a 20-plus goal striker since Aubameyang.
It's mad. Even Lacazette, like, he was good. I loved Lacazette. Like, we all loved him, but he just weren't that striker you can depend on, bro. Like a guaranteed goal out of nothing. He had moments, he had pockets, but consistently, like with Aubameyang, you just knew there was going to be at least one goal in there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, man. Van Persie, he's the Voldemort of the world, bro. We don't say his name around here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, got to chat. Newcastle's a crap hole. That's why all their players are leaving. London is always going to be really attractive. But look, Isak, he didn't go to London. He went to Liverpool. So that's Newcastle, Liverpool, you kind of say that similar in terms of the way you live. And then got another one. What happened to Serie A League, Italian football is sad. Remember, they used to have all the best players in the world, and now it's gone downhill. Listen, it was the scandal. It's nothing to do with English Premier League being better or anything. The scandal where Juve are paying refs and whatnot, and they got relegated to Serie B, that's what messed up Serie A. But yeah, we got a few chats coming in, man. Nice. What's this one? If we get Bruno G, one right back to cover for Timber, and one competent left wing, then we are in for the double. Prem and UCL. That's a bold statement. Bold statement. Yeah, do you feel like we need another right back?
I would have said no if Saliba wasn't injured, but that's because Mosquera could play there, and he's done a great job at right back when he's needed. I know he gave the penalty away in the Champions League final, but up until that point, bro, he kept Cara very quiet. But then that Mosquera is going to have to go to centre back, and then you're going to have to depend on Ben White, who looks fit, to be fair, and a Timber, which I don't know about Timber's fitness, man. I know he missed the World Cup and everything. If we can last 2-3 months, I know it's a big if, with that cover, and I think Saliba comes back, he's good to go, then yeah, I don't know if we need that cover, but it's a big if because we're fighting on a lot of fronts now, bro, and we want that UCL. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think with the right back situation, I understand where you're coming from, and even Timber, he was sent home early. But apparently it's to do with his recovery process. Apparently that was put down before he even had any injuries
Okay. Cool.
or sustained anything when he was in the preseason. But I think he's trying to be cautious. But yeah, right back's proven a bit of a glass house. They made a glass with right backs this last season. Timber, remember the first season he came, 2 games in, and he was done for the season. But yes, if we did get another right back, I know one has to go because Ben White, he missed a lot of football last season. Played a lot of the cup games. Started playing well for most of it. Were spells where he looked a bit dry. But yeah, we're just fit to see. This is the thing, man. As football fans, our biggest worry isn't even transfers; it's fitness. Because 63 games a season, 63. Like you're bound to.
The thing is, bro, like a Ben White, a Saka, even now Declan Rice, their bodies are breaking down because of all the years. I'd say 3, 4, 5 years, where we've reluctantly like run these boys into the ground and not got adequate cover, bro. Like Ben White, he was up there in best right back in the league at one point, even better than a Trent and a Reece James, because they were so inconsistent defensively. Reece James obviously weren't always fit, still isn't. And Ben White now, bro, it's just like every now and again, every couple of months, he's just breaking down. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is why it's such a great time to see us have these problems of the depth. Who starts here? What do we do with Wanyeri? What do we do with Eze Odegaard? Timber, Ben White, like all these things we've been wishing for since Arteta signed, bro, and came in. Do you know what I'm saying? And got his players. It's just it depends. If they play these players like fringe players or rotational players in the cup games, then we're cushy, bro. We're good. But again, we saw last season, anything can happen. Havertz getting injured first game of the season against United, or someone just tweaking it on international duty. You know what I mean? Like you can't predict these things, bro. That's why I think you need at least 2 or 3 players solid that can back up in each position.
Do you know what? If there was one player to pick that you think that if he got injured, the whole team will crumble, who would you say?
Do you know what? I would have said Rice, and I still say Rice. But I feel like if we are getting a Bruno, again, I'm not going to panic as much. I'm going to panic, but not as much, because I know we've still got good midfielders in there. Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think the confidence of winning the league, a lot of these players are going to be like, bro, who are you talking to? Move out the way. Don't talk to me. Address me as sir, I'd probably say Raya, though. Like David Raya, if he gets injured, we are Christmas turkey, bro, stuffed, because you can't just go out and buy another keeper that's going to live up to 3 golden gloves in a row.
3 golden gloves, yeah.
You can't replace that, bro. Like you can replace, to an extent, a Rice in midfield with a Bruno, or a Gyökeres with an Havertz, and Saka with a Madueke, but Meslier, bro, Kepa, I can't see that. You got more of a chance of me growing back my hair, brother. Do you know what I'm saying? But who do you think? What are you saying?
I was probably thinking Rice as well, but I think you make a good point about Raya, because I'm just thinking about now when Raya didn't play the 2 cup games, which is mad to me, and Kepa was in goal, bro. We lost both games. And I'm not saying Kepa's, the reason why we lost. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying David Raya, 3 golden gloves in a row.
Yeah,
he is the league's best keeper right now. I know a lot of people were saying Donnarumma is going to come in and take everything away from him, and he's going to win the league and this and that. No, listen, David Raya needs to get more respect on his name. We never, as Arsenal fans, when we let go of Ramsdale, I was one of the first to say it as well. Like, what are we doing? Like, we got a mad keeper, a 30 keeper. Why is he going? But then when you started seeing the way Raya was playing, the distribution of goal kicks, his ability to catch the ball from crosses, his reflexes, the goal saving, the Premier League winning save, I should say, against West Ham.
Oh, Fernandes.
This is what showed us that, hold up, we don't know football like Arteta, because he kind of raised the bar. And look, we don't miss Ramsdale one bit. We miss him as a person, but I'm saying his goalkeeping ability, we don't miss him at all compared to having David Raya.
Yeah. And look, I'll add to this before we move on. Every Premier League winning team has had a world-class keeper. And look, Spain don't even sniff at David Raya, but I'm good with that, bro. Keep him fresh for Arsenal.
I hear it.
Simeone, whatever his name is, Simone. Like you do you, brother. But every team throughout the years, Van der Sar with United, back in the day for us, Lehman, Seaman, Edison, Allison, like they've all been keepers where you're like, bro, I don't know if I can score against this brother today. Like, and Raya's, bro, his distribution's good for the most part. His saves are like match winning. But I think it gives so much confidence to the defense as well. Like Raya's there. Because, bro, when Kepa's in goal, you don't know what you're gonna get, bro. It's one of those.
No, I hear it. But we got a chat. RVP was so good, but he was a snake. He sat on the injury table for years and one brilliant season and went to Man United. Yeah, I think he had 2 seasons that were pretty decent. Obviously, that one season where, he scored like over 25 goals. One of our best players, but yeah. Ibs says, Benzema, bro, don't give me PTSD. I've been hearing Benzema linked to Arsenal since secondary school. That's all I'm going to say. Trupod says, Moyes Man United was the greatest season for a neutral.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, I'll tell you something mad about that as well. Like, they had Falcao, Di Maria. These guys had ballers when Moyes came in. Like, they gave Moyes the world.
Yeah. It was beautiful, man. To see it as an Arsenal fan. We used to get bullied in school, bro. Every Monday. Oh, what was it? The 8-2 or whatever. Like all these matches, bro. It just gives me anxiety thinking about it, man. But yeah, I'm happy, bro. I'm happy.
Another chat. Arteta's defo playing attacking football this season. I made a great point last stream. If you haven't seen it already, make sure you check Arsenal. My links in the description, and also the @ is underneath Erkin's tab. But yeah, just wanted to say that I made a great point. I said with Arsenal, getting Vinny Jr. is kind of Arsenal, and obviously enhancing the attack. Maybe even Zolis as well. But one thing we couldn't do was hold the ball up front. So bringing in Vinicius Jr., teams are going to try to set up to stop him. So is that our best form of defense by attacking? And I'm hoping that's what Arsenal do this season coming, because we did it for the first part. And it's kind of like after that, things kind of drop off. But I think when you have a weak area, whether it's right back, whether it's centre mid, I feel like it disrupts the whole team.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like when you have one weak link, it does disrupt the whole team.
Yeah. I'll add to that though, Cass. I feel like our left side has been so much weaker because of a Xhaka leaving. He added, bro, to this system, or the system that Arteta likes to play here and there with that, inverted winger, inverted fullbacks and all that, this, that, overload the midfield. Bro, Xhaka was so key to that season, that first season where we almost did it. And when he left, it was like a big hole. It was like, oh, bro, we were almost there because we signed the Rice that year. He went Leverkusen, and it was like, if Xhaka was still there, bro, we would have done it. We would have done it, man. But yeah, I think this is why I say a Bruno could be a replacement for a Xhaka all those years ago, because he does get in those pockets for a Newcastle. And then who knows, bro? Bruno Martinelli link up. I'm not ruling that out. Brazilian connection. So yeah, it's doable.
Definitely, man, definitely. Chat says Raya's replaceable. Kepa is nowhere near, and Mikel looks promising, but he's too young in terms of goalkeeper age. Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a bad season at Leeds.
No, he was rubbish, bro. He was like towards the end, he was rubbish. I think
at one point though, like he was being linked away from Leeds, like to some top clubs. I remember at one point because he was having some good spells, but you don't know. He's probably just sitting as third choice right now. Alvarez would be a better fit if Arteta's system, because he can play anywhere forward, has really good free kicks as well. I've mentioned that as well. Like with Alvarez, if you don't play him up front, you can play him left wing. Obviously, he's not as effective as playing up front, I don't think. But I mean, if he offers you left wing performances better than Martinelli, which I don't think is very hard to do, then I think it's still a win. Because you've got a versatile player. So Richie says, hope you guys are having a good summer. Yeah, bro, definitely you are. Definitely appreciate it. Can you have a good summer?
Yeah, good, man. I mean, we've found our love for Call of Duty again. That's for sure. We've been playing that for quite a bit. But Yeah, man. So far, so good.
I think we can all agree that everyone in the chat, if you're an Arsenal fan or you're not, if Arsenal start making some more signings, I feel like the summer is going to feel good because you can't wait for the Premier League to start. So that's one thing. Got another chat. If Man City or Chelsea grab Bruno G, you know, the whole fan base is turning on better. Yeah. Do you know what? Very, very, very good point. We've seen it already. Rodgers snatched underneath our noses, literally with a click of a finger. And Chelsea are known to do that. They've done that for a while. They've done it to Tottenham quite a lot. Like Willian was supposed to go to Tottenham. On his during the medical, got a phone call from Chelsea and his agent. And guess what happens? Becomes a Champions League winner and becomes Premier League winner. It's mad. But yeah, do you feel like Bruno G, if Chelsea came knocking on the door, that he'll choose them over us?
I think if Hal was still there, I would have said no. Because Hal would have been like, look, unless your heart's really in this move, just stay. Like, we need you, your captain, this, that. But with the Hal bombshell of him leaving, I can't see him staying there, bro, and thinking I'm seeing all these players, my colleagues, you know, great players leave, and I'm just here for the sake of it. Like, I can't see it happening, bro. I can't, because Chelsea have spent too much. They're bringing in all these players, and I think they've got that ban. I don't know if it's kicking off now or next transfer window, but yeah, I think Bruno is set on the Arsenal move. We heard him, well, apparently he's said he wants the Arsenal move, and we've been in for him since Lyon or before Lyon, like whatever it was. Obviously, he went to Newcastle as well, ahead of us. But it's annoying, bro, because you'd think all that's been said and all we've been hearing and seeing, like, he's the top priority, he's top target, bro. Just spend the money, bro. You're saying 70 million plus 10 million add-ons. They want 8 million up front. Just pay it, bro, because there's been so many times we've seen this story. Like, Arsenal are flirting. They're flirting. They're not trying to, you know, seal the deal. And then, bam, Chelsea come in. United come in. Like, all these teams just slap the money on the table, and then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. That's that. Do you know what I'm saying? I just, bro. We need to see these lot act like killers, man. And just sign him, bro.
It's so true, so true. But the thing is, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because let's say, you know, we sign Vinicius Jr., we're gonna have the last laugh, definitely. Because
for sure.
Morgan Rodgers, I think we can all agree, he's not worth 117 million. I think we're gonna be paying some crazy amount for Vinicius. I think it's gonna be well over 130 million. I just have a feeling, because, you know, he wants to leave. I think Real Madrid will obviously know that he's, you know, the best left winger in the world. Some people will say Kvaratskhelia, some people will say him. And they're going to say, look, you're having the best winger in the world, you're going to have to pay top dollar. Could be breaking the, you know, the record for our history in terms of 100 million for.
You know what, though, Cass? When you put it that way, though, when a Rodgers has gone for 117, Anderson's gone for 116, bro, 150, probably more, just about more for Vinny. And obviously the wages on top, don't get me wrong, isn't a bad shout, bro. When you think about what he brings to the table, the experience, the fear factor, the you know, been there, done that with Champions League and image rights and all these things, like, that can sell millions of shirts, bro. And the I know it sounds stupid, but the social media side of it too, it adds at least another few million to the social media brand of Arsenal, because they've got a Vinny Jr. Do you know what I'm saying? So look, this money, it's
not coming out of our bank, mate.
It's not our money, bro. Like, if it makes sense business wise and player wise, on and off the field, it is worth every penny, bro.
Yeah, I agree. And I think when you look at the finances, Arsenal made the most money, I'll probably say, out of every team in Europe in terms of revenue. Over 700 million. I think it was like 763. So if you spend 150 of that on a player, and you know the shirt sales are definitely going to skyrocket, you probably make 80% of that back in the first week from shirts alone. You know, if you want to stay at the top, if you want to retain the Premier League trophy, if you want to bring in $1 billion, let's say for next year, you're going to have to keep the team a certain level, isn't it? You're going to have to keep it afloat with the best. Now, I'm not saying make the team full of superstars, but chucking in one Ballon d'Or player or Ballon d'Or worthy player into the conversation will definitely get the ball rolling in terms of that side anyway. Because yeah, our last Ballon d'Or nominee was who? Thierry Henry.
Yeah. I mean, Rice, he's not up there, but he's kind of floating around top 5, you know. Raya, I don't think can you say like a keeper's going to get Ballon d'Or anytime soon? I don't know, unless they do a madness, you know.
Ballon d'Or, bro, it's such a like a weird award because it's not even given based on merit. I don't know how it's given, but it's based on silverware. It's based on votes by the elites of football. So I don't think a keeper win. Like Cannavaro is probably the last player who wasn't an attacking player to win it.
Yeah,
and that's saying a lot. Look how far back we're going now. When Cannavaro's playing for Madrid. But yeah, we got a few more chats. Start Kepa in the League Cup final was one of the worst decisions Arteta did. Yep, but I don't think we can purely say it's Kepa's fault. We lost the Carabao Cup. We played bad. I was there firsthand, so I can tell you for free, we played terrible. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is the classic. Yes, it is, but we're on Modern Warfare 3 these days. Another one. I miss when football transfer existed without the clickbait Romano. He killed off the suspense. Yeah, if you guys, want to have a look at a little bit more research into Fabrizio Romano, I've made a video about it. It's in my it's on my channel. So yeah, I've just done a bit of a analysis about Fabrizio and how transfers were before. So check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, do you feel like Fabrizio is good for the game or bad for the game?
Bro, I'll be honest. I hate transfers like saga, news and drama because back in the day, as kids without social media or whatever, you saw it in the paper. You're like, wow, we've just signed someone. Now it's like, okay, this guy's linked. This guy's being explored. This guy's doing this. This guy's wearing an Arsenal top. Like, it's draining. It's draining. And I get that's where we are as football fans and football media, social media and stuff. And it adds to the excitement of signing a player or the build up and lead. Because, bro, imagine without social media, do you think there'd be any, how do I say, any smoke thinking, oh, we could sign a Vinny, like, nah, we wouldn't. But it works both ways,
Yeah, I think when I was talking about my video as well, is that when Özil signed, all the fans were outside. They posted up. What was it like?
Mate, yeah.
Was it transfer deadline day we signed him?
Yeah.
It was. So it's late at night, of course. You got work in the morning. Got the Sky commentator there surrounded, shitting himself. And then when he holds the mic, he says, "I can confirm Mesut Özil is now an Arsenal player." Like, it's just mad. Like, I'm jumping, Asim's jumping, my brother. Like, everyone's just going crazy. It's so sick. Whereas now, you don't really celebrate as a family because you just start sending it through chats on WhatsApp. You don't really get celebrated as a collective anymore through news outlets. But but then again,
the time, sorry, bro, half the time, it's just nonsense that allegedly, obviously not to put dirt on these guys' names because they are journalists and whatever, but apparently we've been hearing so many times that agents are paying these guys to ramp up the news and the fear factor of losing these players only to get more money on the table from a renewed contract or to put the price up for another team to pay for him. So yeah, man, I'm in agreement in that sense, bro. It's jarring.
But do you know what? As a content creator, do you feel like Fabrizio kind of helps us out? So let's say if there's news and there's something to talk about, I'll be honest, Fabrizio, David Ornstein, all these guys, they do give a lot of input in terms of the terms agreed, what the contract will look like, what the fee might be. So without these guys, I feel like there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that will struggle to give the news because people will look at sources. Because you see some Facebook pages out there, I've been seeing Arsenal are about to sign Vinicius Jr. I saw that 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's it.
This is what people are doing. People would like, I see 1,000 likes on that post, 1,000 likes that Vinicius has signed for Arsenal. I'm like, there's got to be 1,000 stupid idiots out there. Yeah. So this is why sometimes it is good for to have these sources for, I think, the content creator side anyway.
Yeah, it gives us something to talk about really, and fans a bit of clarity, but at the same time, it's like, How many times have we seen this player being explored and nothing comes of it, or someone else signs him, or he just stays and renews at his own
Yeah.
club? So yeah, I think it works both ways, but this is why I kind of hate the transfer nonsense, because it does get annoying, bro. It's just like, all right, is he signing him? Is he not? Just here we go it, and that's it. I don't want to hear exploration. Like, put Tomb Raider over there. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's
No, I
see
hear
what
it, man. I
happens.
hear it. We got some chats in. Also, why do our sales always end up in clubs paying us peanuts, but other clubs can get massive amounts? Look at Chelsea. They sold, I think it means Garnacho, for nearly 50 million, who's one of the worst footballers. Yeah, great point. Our most expensive sale is Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and that wasn't even 50 million. So it says a lot. I think Arsenal, they run players to the ground till they're old. Yeah, I feel like we do hold on a lot to players.
We've not been the thing. Yeah, agree, 100%. But we've never been, up until recently, the past, well, since Ozil, I'd say, we've not been a high-paying wage club. So I feel like, in some weird way, you kind of just want to get rid of the wages they're on anyway, even if it's not big, and get them out the door. Like, even Aubameyang, we didn't even sell him, bro. We paid him out. And Ozil, I think we just let it run to the end of the contract and whatever. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird because you see Liverpool selling these dead players, bro, for like 35 million, 40 million. That's been our highest sell. I think, yeah, like you said, Iwobi's in there, I think, and Balogun. I think they are the most expensive sales we've done. When you think about the players we've had through the door, it is ridiculous, bro. It is ridiculous.
It is mad. It is mad.
Yeah.
But if you think back in the day, Haleb, class player, Flamini, class player. We didn't get crazy amounts for them.
Fabregas.
And I think in today's market, there'll be at least 60, 70 million.
Yeah.
Haleb anyway, I think. But yeah, the market, Arsenal, I don't think, they were concentrating on making revenue, but I think it's from the aspect of finishing certain places in the table, qualifying in a certain place in Champions League. But I think the philosophy's changed now. I think Arsenal know that revenue comes in from winning, and it's true. It's proven. Like, you've made the most money for the club in a single calendar year by winning the Premier League, by reaching a Champions League final. Like, that has set you up for at least 2-3 windows if you bring in some solid players. So, yeah, unfortunately, the world of football is about finances. But again, if we sell a player for 100 million, it makes sense if you know you're going to bring in somebody of the same caliber or if not better. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I think Arsenal, the way they're going, I don't think we really care about making money. I think it's about how we spend the money. Would you agree?
Yeah, because, I mean, look, we're one of the best run clubs in the world. Obviously, we don't just rely on player sales and everything. We rely on sponsorships or ticket sales, like all of these things, obviously trophies now. But you look at a Tottenham, I don't want to compare, can't stand them, but the way they generate money that they can spend now from the venues, hiring it out to musicians, boxing and all of that, is part of it, bro. It's the appeal of having such a great stadium and big brand, that people want to use your venues or teams as sponsors or whatever. Like, and I think now it's paying off because we can offer, big bucks. Even Havertz, look what he's on. Vinny, if that ever does happen, I think it feels like now we've reaped the things that we've sowed because we're winning things. Obviously, we've won the Prem, FA Cups in the past and all that. But it feels like there was such a big gap between when we first got the Emirates and paying off that debt, what Wenger could do. A lot of that was down to the stadium. And it only feels like now, bro, imagine Wenger had this money, bro. Can you imagine?
I know.
Like, it's mental, man.
But do you know what? The thing is, with Wenger, he played beautiful football. Like, every football fan will agree. Like, the fluidity, the way we move the ball forward through counter-attacks, the passing. But the beautiful football, bro, never bought us any silverware, especially towards the end of his career. It didn't. Like, we can see the scorpion kicks from Giroud. We can see the great link-up play with Jack Wilshere and Giroud against Norwich. But it never got us any silverware. We've got a few FA Cups here and there. But with Arteta, it's not pretty. It does worry us sometimes. But look, since Wenger, 22 years, he's brought the Premier League home, you know?
Mm.
And in 10 years' time, we're not going to remember defensive football. We're going to remember, Martin Odegaard, Saka, Arteta on his seventh season, lifted the Prem. And going back to your point about Tottenham, quickly, when they sold Bale and they made, they made, 90 million, 80 million, something like that?
Silly money, yeah.
Yeah, they made silly money.
They signed all those players as well.
They signed Ericsson, they signed Soldado, they signed Eric Lamela. Like a lot of these players, apart from Ericsson, I'd say, were flops. You know? So you can have a great sale from a player, but what you do with the money and how you spend the money, I think, is more important, because we don't really care about the club's profit. We care about signings. We care about, what you're going to be using the money for. Are you going to put it back into the club, or are you going to keep it? Daniel Levy as well, he made a lot of sales. And like one of our friends, Shahan, said, he's one of the first teams, I think, in the Premier League, which went a whole season without buying a player. Even though they make great revenue.
It's mad, yeah. It is mad. But then you've got like a United, bro, who have spent silly money, wages that haven't, look, I will say they brought in the right players in terms of caliber, quality, names, positions and all that. But something like flipped when they signed for United. It was like, bro, that's it. I'm on the money. I've got this manager, a Van Gaal at the time, a Moyes, like all these managers where it's like, I'll turn up if I want to, once every 10 matches, or not at all in some instances. So you can sign the players, bro, but it has to work. Like, for instance, look, we got Eze last season, 60 mil, something like that. Like, not mad when you think about it. This season, he probably would have cost at least 100, 90, 80 million. But that 60 million, hat-trick against Spurs, two more goals against Spurs, turn up against, in certain pockets. And he didn't have the best season, but he did what he had to do, bro. Like, these players don't have to cost the most. They just have to be pivotal. Like a Bruno, he's not going to cost 100 million, hopefully, but he'll be a key part of the squad. Do you know what I'm saying? If we get him over the line.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. We can even talk about Gyökeres as well. The fee we got him for, I think, is great. Obviously, I know we had the add-ons and whatnot, but a player that scored almost the amount of goals that he's played the game for the club is crazy. Like, he had FIFA numbers. Like, so mad.
First season.
And to get him 65 million, and then obviously got the add-ons, I think it goes to about 80 million. But again, it's just great business. And even I think Nkapie is one of the most underrated businesses that we've done in terms of transaction. Got him on loan, obligation to buy, set amount, one of the best left backs in the league, probably Europe as well. And look, we pinned him down, and we're set for another few years. And then we've got Calafiori, somebody else that has been very pivotal, very, very comfortable with the ball going forward. And look, with Arsenal, if they do need to get players off the books, there's Wanyeri. I think we could get a decent buck for him. Lewis Skelly, if we got rid of him, we could get a decent buck for him. That's 2 English players. You know what that means when it's English players? English tax.
Double the
English
price.
Tax, you're getting 100 million. Yeah, double the price. So, these are all the things that, come into play when it comes to Arsenal not selling. But Arsenal do have to get rid of a lot of players, man. I feel like Gabby Jesus, his wages.
Hold on, Cass. We spoke about this last week on the stream. Have we got time? Should we do a keep sell?
Go on, let's go. Let's do it. We'll wrap up. Yeah, we'll wrap up after it.
All right, let's do that. All right, cool. You put the groundwork in terms of the players that you think. You put the players there. I'll give my verdict. You give yours. So,
all right, cool.
Do it that way.
What are we saying? The ones that are in the Arsenal team, or just?
I'd say the fringe players. Yeah,
fringe
if you
players.
Want ones that are kind of thereabouts. Obviously, chat, comments. Let us know. Let us know down there. Go on.
Oh, go on. I want to kick off with the first one. Fabio Vieira.
Sell that brother and block him. Block his number now, bro. What are you saying?
Yeah, he needs to go, man. I don't know where he's going to fit. Like, it's because Eze's there now. He was meant to be that cam role, but yeah, I don't think he's going to come in. Jamal, we're just doing a keep and sell. You said, what did I miss? So we're doing a keep or sell. Okay, next player. Wanyeri.
Ooh. Should we keep sell or loan? Should we do keep sell or loan? Or just keep and sell?
Keep and sell, because I think loan, man, it's going to be too much otherwise. Yeah.
Nah, keep, man. I think even in Arteta said, I know we're dragging it out a bit, but Arteta even said he's come back a new man. So, you know,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
good news. But yeah, I'd keep, bro.
Okay. Another player, Skelly. He's been linked to United a few times.
Ooh.
That's the reason
But
why
you
I'm saying
didn't
it.
get. So you keeping?
Oh, sorry, Wanyeri. Sorry, yeah, Wanyeri, I'd sell him.
Sell him.
I'll sell him.
Mad.
I'll just
Why
think
though?
about Dowman. Think about Dowman. Because remember, when Yeri's playing on the right, you've got Dowman, you've got Saka, you've got Madueke. I think Dowman is showing a bit more promise on the upside compared to 1 year. I think what Dowman's development is kind of exceeding 1 year's development around the same age. And look, Dowman, he played against Girona. Man got an assist and a goal.
Yeah.
So just looking up for him. So I think it's going to be 1 year. It's going to be a difficult job for 1 year to dethrone Dowman.
He's not. He's more of a 10, no? I feel like Arteta sees him more of a 10. I don't know.
But he's playing in right wing though before he went out on loan. He's playing that Saka role, but maybe because we've had Madueke. But again, 10 could maybe work, but then who are you going to sacrifice? Odegaard or Eze?
I feel like it sounds mad, and I know he's the captain, but I feel like Odegaard's not got many seasons left, you know?
Yeah, what is he, 27, 28 now? He's coming towards the latter stages of 20. So
And Wanyeri, he's only 19 when you think about it.
Yeah, true, man.
So,
true.
But yeah, obviously that's fair. That's fair, man.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it from the point of view where will he get game time? So that's why I'm getting rid of him. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's shit. I'm saying in terms of will he get playing time?
Yeah.
Another player, who did I say? Lewis Skelly. That's it. Miles Lewis Skelly.
Oh no, you got to keep, bro. I think what he's done recently in that midfield. I know back in the day he was a midfielder playing left back, but you could tell like the games he started at his age, mental, and he's turned up. He offers you something in midfield that we don't have, even a Rice and all that. Breaking the line, striding, galloping forward. Yeah, definitely keep, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I like Skelly a lot. I think we've seen him in midfield last season, especially against Fulham, one of his best games, playing in midfield. Even against PSG.
Yeah.
He did really well. He did really, really well. I felt sorry for him because you're throwing the deep end, and I know he wishes he played in midfield from the start of the season because he would have been way more experienced, more composed, more comfortable, would have understood the game a lot better. But yeah, I'd keep him. Gabby Jesus.
I want to say sell because of the wages, because he's probably fourth in line when you think about it. We've got Marino, Gyökeres, and Havertz. But again, your squad can be dropping like flies throughout the season. So it's kind of, I'm still going to sell, man. Just Yoga Benito over here, bro. Just get out of here, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going to sell him as well, man. He's just not effective in games as he used to be. There was a point where he kind of outdid Gyökeres for a bit, but again, just too injury prone, man. So, and plus the high wages and the age, so I'm getting rid of him. Another fringe player I'll probably say is Havertz.
Oh, it's a tough one, man. Like we've seen him have some brilliant moments, bail us out when no one else could, better than Gyökeres. But I think one more season, keep him. One more season, like we have to, bro, because I can't rely on Gyökeres alone as a starting striker. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love Havertz, bruv. I'm not even trying to be gay, but I love Havertz. Like I think he's such a good player, and I think you know what? If he has a player like Gyökeres, they play well off each other. I'm telling you. Yeah. He's so unselfish. And when it comes to goal kicks, but this guy wins everything in the year. I know people cuss him out, whatever, but listen, this guy went from centre midfield to playing attacking mid to playing strike, and he bagged 14 goals before he got injured. When we went to when we played PSG and got knocked out in the semis.
Yeah. Well, he did score in the final, to be fair, didn't he?
He did. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They scored in the final as well. That's exactly so true. Another player. Another fringe player.
Martinelli?
Oh yeah, Martinelli. Yes, good shout. If we don't get anyone, I do like Martinelli's work ethic, man. He does separate him from a lot of the players on the team. And I think if he comes on as a sub, I'd be happy with that because I think Zolis, he looks very, very promising. I know it's only been one game, but I think as a backup player coming off the bench, I think Martinelli not bad, man. To see out the last 20 minutes. How about you?
I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to say keep because we're very light on that side. If we don't get a Vinny, which I don't think we will, if we don't get an Alvarez, which again is unlikely, Barcola's obviously going Liverpool. I don't know, like, can we rely on Azolis? Who else can play left, bro? Do you know what I mean? Because we love an inverted winger. And again, he is a decent player in the Champions League. I think he was our highest goal scorer in the Champions League. So he is that sort of guy when you're playing these European teams off the bench as well. The goal against City that nicked us that point at home. The Bayern Munich goal, you know, like all these things, bro. What's AB saying about Chelsea, bro? What's he saying?
Make sure you get in the chat, guys. We're doing a keep or sell Arsenal. But yeah, we got a chat from AB. Mudryk coming back like a new signing, rejuvenated the squad. Yeah, bro. I mean, if I was taking steroids, I'll definitely be rejuvenated. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, we just got to see what happens with him and Xabi Alonso. Good question by Jamal. If you could bring back a player sold, who would it be and why?
Ooh. Is it a player though that's playing, or like could they be retired? Or the end?
Could it be a retired player or a player that's playing? That's because I think
it's got to be Sanchez, isn't it? I think Sanchez, bro.
Yeah,
like
Sanchez,
in his prime, of course. But I feel like that would be the missing piece of the attack. Because imagine Gyökeres is Gyökeres, yeah, don't get me wrong. But if he had the wingers of a Saka fit and a Sanchez in his prime, Gyökeres, bro, Naldo, mate, because he'll be banging in them goals, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you said player playing. All right, I've got one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, you might be a bit surprised, but I always say to people, like my brother especially, if this specific player was back with Arsenal with the style of play we have, bro, I think we would have won the league time ago. Yeah, Olivier Giroud.
No. He retired, no? I feel like he's retired.
No, he's still playing, man. Plays for Lille. Played for Lille, yeah. But he's the only one that I can think of right now, because obviously he's still playing. Remember, that's the rules. He has to be playing, not retired. But I think Olivier Giroud, if he came into this Arsenal side at his peak, not now, I feel like he'll be sick.
Yeah. In that case, I'd say Aubameyang, because I know he's still playing. He's still doing his thing. But I don't know, man. Like, the pace was electric. The finishing was mad. And the runs in behind, bro. Can you imagine an Odegaard into a Aubameyang? Do you know what I mean? Like a Rice breaking the lines and then back. Like, oh, yeah.
No, it's true. But yeah, last question before we wrap it up. Keep, sell, loan, Havertz, Jesus, and
Glock 19.
Glock 19. Okay. Go on, you go
Glock
first.
19. It's Glock 9, bro. That's a mad one. I'd sell Jesus. Oh, this is a mad one, Jamal. I can't lie. I'd loan. Oh, I'm trying to. I'd loan Havertz and I'd keep Gyökeres. Only because I feel like there's more to see from Gyökeres than Havertz. Just like I know what I'm getting with Havertz, and I can't rely on this brother the whole season. In patches, yeah, but I feel like Gyökeres, he probably offers us more overall as a striker. So yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, I'd say I'll keep Gyökeres. I like the way he presses, gives 100% every game. I'll loan Havertz and I'll get rid of Jesus, just because Havertz is age, and I feel like with Havertz, you know, he can score in big games. Definitely can. I've seen him score against City. I've seen him score against Chelsea, even though Chelsea's not a big game anymore. I've seen him score against PSG.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I will say. Chat says, Giroud said, thank you, Arsenal, after winning the Europa with Chelsea. Never Giroud. Yeah, true. Yeah. Very, very true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just go on, before I wrap it up.
No, I was going to say, yeah, he's a mug, bro, to be honest.
Yeah, he is. He's a bit of a prick for that. But, yeah, we're just talking about footballing ability. Yeah, I'm not talking about being a snake. But, yeah, I just want to say a big shout out to everybody that's joined in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Erkin, Arsenal, all. Make sure you check out his content. Remember, every week we'll be switching around the lives. So, obviously, this week's my turn. Next week, the podcast will be on his channel. So, to keep up to date with all the podcasts, you need to subscribe to both channels. Now, remember, you don't need to be an Arsenal fan. Debates can be from anyone. So, yeah, any last word, Erk, for the chat, for the viewers?
Nah, big up to everyone. Some great comments, apart from AB, but big up to everyone else. Been a good pod. Obviously, not much movement in terms of transfers and everything, but
Yeah.
always some good topics to chat. And yeah, man, it's only going to get better once the league started. Obviously, all the drama starts. Yeah, subscribe to both of us. Instagram. Cass is starting up his Instagram. New camera as well. Who's this? This is Cass in 4K. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
1080
man.
actually. I had to decrease the size so the battery don't get cooked.
But no, big up, man. Big up to everyone. Obviously, you're going to be seeing our faces quite a lot on each other's channel. So yeah, shout out to everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Remember our podcast every single Monday. Obviously, if there's match days on Monday, then we'll push the podcast further forward. Further back. And yeah, to keep up to date, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Till next time.
Peace.